Hi guys. Today is day 2 of being of being self quarantine at home, and I feel like I'm on the last string of losing my mind. I'm not going to, but this morning, okay, let me just tell you. This morning, I actually screamed out loud in my apartment to see if anyone's gonna hear me and respond, and no one did. No one responded. It felt like, okay, do you remember the Titanic movie? At the very end of the Titanic, how she screamed and asked if there was anyone out there? That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like the very end of the Titanic. The last few minutes before the boat actually went to the bottom of the ocean. No one responded, and I thought, well, here we go. I don't know how many more days I have to do with this, but we're doing it. So, they did say that this is a time to reflect on things that you're grateful for and to reach out to people that you haven't talked to in forever and to read a lot. And I've been doing all of that. But this whole social distancing thing isn't really working for someone who's an extrovert like me. So, I will say though, I have been reading a lot. Like, I have my books here that I've been reading. I haven't reached out to a whole lot of people, which I probably need to change that and just start checking in on people to see how they're doing and if they're doing well. I'm sure everyone is surviving. Like, you're stronger than this. I'm sure you're surviving. But one of the ideas that came to my head recently, is the idea of things that I'm grateful for. And I've been doing a lot of studies and a lot of research on gratitude and the effect of gratitude that it has on someone's mindset and someone, like, really who you are as a person. And it's so interesting because one of the things that I've learned about gratitude is that in a practice of gratitude, emotions such as envy, bitterness, and resentment just like fall off. If you're someone who struggles with those emotions, in practicing gratitudes and things that you're grateful for, eventually after 28 to 30 days, scientifically proven that those emotions will just fall right off. It's going to be hard for you to start feeling envy over something. It's going to be challenging for you to come up with the emotions of bitterness over a situation that has affected you tremendously in the past. And because those emotions are falling off, your life tends to become more filled with things like joy and fun and love. Like, you feel more of those emotions versus the bad stuff, the stuff like envy and bitterness and resentment. So in all of that to say is that we are living in a time right now where there's so much stress and there's so much anxiety and there's so much chaos and there's so much of not knowing what's next. It seems like the world is going to end in the next 5 minutes. That's what it feels like outside, and that's just like the feel in the air. It's so eerie and it's so weird. And in this time and in this space, one of my biggest practice is gratitude. And one of the things that I keep bringing to mind is, what am I grateful for every single day? Who are the people in my life that I'm grateful for? What are the things that I have that I'm grateful for? And how can I make the best of this? How can I make the best of me being at home, me being self-quarantine, and me not losing my mind? So, I came up with a gratitude challenge, and I hope that you guys will all join me on this challenge because it's going to be so good. And one of the idea that I have for this challenge is that, okay, because we're home and because we really have not much to do, and some of us have family that we're with and we're spending quality time with family, which that's wonderful, that's awesome. But if you are alone or you live alone like me, one of the things that I do often is I reach for my phone and I go on social media. So I thought, what if I started a gratitude challenge? What if every single day for the next 20 to 30 days, I go on social media and I post 3 things that I'm grateful for. I can either compose it in a note and take a screen grab of it and post it on social media, I can take pictures of it, or I can record a little mini video and talk about 3 things that I'm grateful for. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It doesn't have to be anything like lofty. It can simply be a cup of coffee. Actually, here, I'll give you an example right now. I'm reaching for a glass of Aperol Spritz. Yep, this is Aperol Spritzer. I know it's like summer water, but summer's around the corner. It's okay. I'm having a glass of Aperol Spritzer as I'm recording this video. You're welcome. Go make yourself a glass of Aperol Spritzer. Anyways, back to my challenge. So my idea is, what if for the next 30 days, every single one of us jump on this challenge and we get on social media, because you know you're going to be on the internet anyways, and you post 3 things that you're grateful for. And in posting that, I want you to also ask yourself, why are you grateful for these things? Like for my Aperol Spritz, for instance, why am I grateful for it? Well, first of all, I'm grateful for Aperol Spritz because number one, it is such a good drink. It's so refreshing and it's so delightful and it makes me feel fancy. Yeah, it makes me feel fancy. So I'm grateful for that. And so post it and share this on social media and let's change the collective. Together, we can simply embody this practice of gratitude and we can watch the things that really doesn't matter, like the resentments that we have inside of our life. If you're someone that's struggling with that, if you're someone that's struggling with envy or bitterness or just like unforgiveness, really, if you're someone that's struggling with that, why not take on this challenge and do it and watch those emotions, those lower emotions just fall off and just watch your life be embodied with so much more love, so much more joy, and so much more fun. So join me on the gratitude challenge and let's change the collective. This is our time to make a difference on the planet. There's so much happening. And I just want to say, you are more than enough. In the state that you're in right now, you're more than enough to make a difference on this planet. You don't need anything else in your life to change the perspective of humanity, or to change or to bring people into a more, I don't know, loving place, or a more accepting place, or a more grateful place. So join me on the gratitude challenge and go ahead and find or take pictures in your phone, or again, make a little notepad of 3 things that you're grateful for, or record a little video like this and post it on the internet for the next 30 days and let the world know how grateful you are. How grateful you are for life, how grateful you are for the people around you, how grateful you are for a cup of coffee that you have in the morning, how grateful you are for your apartment that you live in. Just share that gratefulness, share that joy with the collective, and together we'll make it through this crisis. Together, we are gonna come out strong on the end. And I know that sounds so cliche, but I'm telling you what, being cooped up at home and having nothing to do and not interacting with people is kind of challenging. So, so with that said, join me on the gratitude challenge and together we'll be a more happy people. Love you guys and we'll talk soon. Ciao for now.